We first met when I was on Facebook and I was scrolling through my news feed, and at the time it shows news feed from people that you're not even friends with, just someone who's a mutual friend of a friend.
It all started with a Facebook like. She might deny that, but I had took a goofy picture saying how did I look, and she had liked it, and I didn't recognize the name. It was somebody new. It ended up being one of my cousin's friends from her school.
Cowboy hat, Aeropostale jacket, and these god-awful shoes, and for some reason I thought to like it. Well, I go a couple days and he messages me and tries to make small talk, and I didn't think anything of it. I just assumed he's like typical men and just...
And then I later joined the military and was recruiting out at her school, helping the recruiters, and I messaged her cousin because she was staring at me apparently, thinking I looked good.
Not what I said per se, I just smiled and acted like a little schoolgirl.
We exchanged information somehow through Facebook. I believe we started messaging her, and then I got her phone number, and then we started talking for a while.
And then he asked me to meet him, and I am not a person to just meet someone that I have no idea what you're like, so I did not go and meet him right away.
We went on our first date. I think I technically went to Taco John's where she's working once and stalked her, trying to get her to come out of her shell.
Funny enough, the first time I met him, he wanted me to bring him Taco John's, so I did.
Then she eventually came over to our house. She went to my grandpa's house and where I was staying, and we went into the basement and watched a couple movies, had Taco John's. She brought a six-pack and a pound.
He told me that he would walk me out the door, and he did, and I'm not a person to like kiss on the first date, but it wasn't really a date either. But sure enough, that was our first kiss, so in his grandpa's house.
That was probably where we shared our first kiss, I would imagine, if I'm remembering correctly. It was 10 years ago. So when I was in basic training, we were writing letters to each other, and I had traced my hand and put a ring on it and kind of joked with it to her, and we kind of were joking about it at that time, and then we ended up taking a break from each other for a few months, and then realized that was a mistake, and we reached back out and reconnected, and then...
He just asked me if I would marry him, and I was crazy enough to say yes. We planned to get married shortly after I graduated high school as a senior. And that didn't work out. We didn't want to wait. So in August, right as I was starting up my senior year of high school, we flew to Hawaii with my mom, his mom, and he was already there. And we got married on the beach. Very informal, not much to it, on August 30th. And August 30th of 2023 will be our 10 years.
Didn't really date, we just jumped into a marriage, and it paid off. We wouldn't recommend our kids follow that path, but we were grateful that we crossed paths when we did.
We definitely moved very, very fast, and don't recommend. We always had the same values, the same goals, the same dreams of our future together. We just had so much in common that it felt right.
What I admire about Brooke is her empathy. That'd be the first thing I'd bring up. She's a very caring person, and so gift giving is very thoughtful of her. So she's always been my rock to lean on for both sides of the family, with all of their teachers' gifts or anything for both sides of the family, for birthdays and stuff like that. She's just always been that type of caring person, and has really softened my skin over the years and made me more caring and loving. And I probably only cried twice in our entire marriage, and she's the opposite. She's teared up many times over this stuff. So she's brought me out of my shell a lot over a decade.
The first thing that comes to mind is funny. I told myself that I did not want to be with someone for the rest of my life who did not have a sense of humor. The sense of humor has got us through a lot of the tough times, but He has a sense of humor. He's very ambitious. When he sets his mind to something, you better watch out because he's going to do whatever he can and move whatever roadblocks are in his way to get there, whether it just be for him, himself, to grow himself, or for our family. He's very family oriented, which also was something that I was looking for in my soulmate. So I haven't had any doubts that I definitely picked the right person. Of course, we've had our ups and downs, long distance, military, all of that has, it made a lot of challenges, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Just a really loving mother. I mean, she just has always put in maximum effort with the kids to, she sacrificed her career while I had my career so she could be a stay-at-home mom and give the kids the best structure they could have growing up. Now we're finally, she's getting back into the workforce, and I know that was hard for her to lose that time with the kids that was so important to her, but she also, wants to excel in life, because when the kids are grown, she wants to say she had a career. So just that attachment to the kids has always been her calling.
When he's with his kids, it doesn't matter if that man worked 12 hours before, only had 4 hours of sleep. He always is trying to make sure that our kids have the fullest life that they can. He always is playing with them, even though he has back problems and shoulder problems and has probably the body of an 80-year-old, and he's only 30, but he makes sure that his kids are happy. And so just being there for him, even when he's totally exhausted, has nothing left in him, he shows up. Robert Brian Taylor. It's almost been 10 years. We are getting very old, it feels like. We've had probably about everything that we could handle being thrown at us, but I wouldn't trade this journey for anything.
Brooke, the last 10 years has just been uncomprehendable of what we've accomplished and what tragedies and triumphs we've endured together. If I had to describe us as a team, I would say we're the '97 Huskers. There's even a couple games that took a full miracle to get where we were, and there were some blowout wins, and there were some close games, and then there was a miracle to get there. But at the end, we were champions, and if I had to compare us, that's what I would compare us to. I'm excited for the future and what comes from that. I love you, and I'm ready to renew our vows.
I knew you'd be an amazing husband, but seeing you as a father and a husband has been the best sight to see. I have a first row seat, and I couldn't be more blessed to call you my husband. I am looking forward to forever. We have a very long time to go to make even more memories with our beautiful family that we created. And I get to have you right by my side, and I couldn't be more blessed to share this life with you.